Hello, hello, hello. I am Kat and welcome back to my channel. Um, as you can see, I'm chilling. Lately every time I make a video, I'm either laying down or I'm just not standing. Or setting up anything because I'm far too lazy, and a lot of it is because I keep making my videos at 3 o'clock in the morning, which is probably why. But I did have a more structured video planned um for this video, but I decided I wanted to upload that one later and upload this one now because this is such an original idea. But today, so one of my coworkers, one of my girls at work, who is also my friend, she wrote me this really awesome letter that really got to me, and um, it actually is what inspired me to make this video. Especially since Thanksgiving is literally a day or 2 days away. Um, I decided I wanted to talk about, the things that I'm thankful for and the things that I'm really happy with in my life and stuff like that. So it's a very original idea. But just reading the note, and lately I've been feeling really kind of like the person on the outside looking in, because all the girls hang out with each other and I don't really hang out with them. Um and so I've just kind of been feeling like sort of like the outsider or the black sheep of the group. But then, she gives me this awesome letter that just makes me feel really special, and I really appreciated it. So, um but yeah, so to talk about what I'm thankful for, uh, which is interesting that it's already Thanksgiving already. It's already that time of the year, and then eventually it's gonna be freaking Christmas, and then it's gonna be New Year's, and then we're gonna be in 2018, and to me it feels like it's like the year just kind of came and it went, and I don't know if it's because I'm getting older because I'm only 23, or if it's just like there's so much happening in my life that I'm just not paying attention. I don't know, but for it just feels like it was just January and now it's November, and it's almost the end of November. And so it's completely insane. But I'm excited to go over to my grandma's and to spend time with my family and my sister and potentially play a Dance Revolution. And because I'm a badass at that game, both me and my sister are so good at that game. But yeah, so one of the things that I am very thankful for is that I've become a much stronger, confident person. Um, in the past 9 months, um, I have grown into a completely different person. The person I was a year ago, like November of last year, is so different than the person I am now. I've become so much stronger and more confident, and I still do have a lot of self-doubt, but not to the point where it's like debilitating to where it keeps me from doing things. Like, if anything, the self-doubt makes me want to do things more now and makes me want to challenge myself more, because I like challenging myself now. And there was a time where if something happened in my life, so for example, today I went to the doctor and I have this lump in my throat. You can't really see it in this lighting, but I have a lump in my throat. And about a year and a half ago, my sister, she had to get half of her thyroid removed because part of her thyroid was really inflated, and it was like a lump in her throat, and thyroid problems run in my family. And I started to notice this lump too, around the same time, but I thought it was just like me and my sister are really close, so I thought it was just like a sympathy thing, like my body or my mind was creating something as out of a sympathy thing. And so, I kind of put it off, but also I have what's called white coat syndrome, according to the nurse that I spoke to today, which is basically fear of the doctors, which is a lot of the reason why I haven't gone in, because it's been getting swelled for over a year now. And my dad and my mom, I had them look at it and they told me to make an appointment. And my dad told me he was going to bug me until I actually did it. So today I went to the doctor, and he looked at it, and he doesn't think it's a thyroid issue, because the thyroid would usually be like on the sides of your throat, because the thyroid is a more of a butterfly shape. And since it's more midline, he thinks it's what's called a thyroglossal duct cyst. So basically, I have a cyst in my throat. That's what he thinks. I have to go get an ultrasound, and I got blood taken, so I just have to wait for those blood results, test results, to come in. And he thinks that's what it is. Basically, it's a birth defect. So when you're developing in the womb, there is a duct that helps the thyroid be developed. And usually once the thyroid is fully developed, the duct kind of disappears and like kind of just, I guess, gets absorbed by the body or some weird stuff like that. And sometimes in some people it doesn't happen, and some of it remains, and it creates pockets in your throat or cysts. And sometimes those cysts don't like react at all and they're just fine. And then sometimes in some special individuals like myself, they get infected and start to fill with fluid, and they become what I have now. The only thing is, what's really great is it's not life-threatening. The only time it would be was if it swelled enough to cut off my airway and push it into my trachea, but I don't think that's going to happen because I'm not having trouble breathing. The only issues I have is, I don't know if you can hear it, but it does make my voice very hoarse, and my throat hurts around the area that it is. Especially if I talk a lot, it hurts after that. And also singing. Singing is difficult, especially if I want to hit loud notes or if I want to sing for a long period of time. It makes it difficult for that. But I mean, I'm really happy that I'm not having a hard time breathing. So that's a plus for me. But the most that'll just happen is they'll just have to go in and remove it, But I digress. What I mean is, by this, the reason I'm saying this, telling you this life update, is because there was a time in my life, like last year, where if I found out that something like this was happening, that I had a cyst in my throat, I would crumble and fall apart and just freak out and think of all the reasons why I couldn't handle it, and I'd freak out. And now it's just like, I have this thing in my throat. I have to go get an ultrasound, and then we'll take care of it, and I have to take care of it. And there are other things that have happened in my life that I can handle better now than I never could before. And I've become a much stronger person and more stable than I used to be. And I'm really thankful for that, because, by the way that things were going last year for me and how just depressed and lonely and just self-loathing I was, it could have gone really, really horribly. But now I look back at that person and I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You are a strong, independent woman, and, don't let life kick it back, and I just feel very thankful that I've reached that point where I do feel strong, and I do feel like I can handle shit, and that I can take on the world, essentially. But I'm really thankful for that. And then naturally, I'm thankful for my family. I know that's a really cliche thing to say, but my family is insane and crazy and hilarious and kind and unorthodox and weird and hypocritical and beautiful and strong. And I come from a very strong people, and they're very accepting. I have never felt once that I had to prove to my parents or to my family that I was anybody but myself. And I never had to worry about my sexuality and revealing my sexuality to them, or feeling like I had to, or feeling like if I did, then, it would be a problem. I never had to worry about that, which is just incredible to me and makes me feel very lucky. And there have been people that I've talked to about this where I've never had that, and they get irritated, like, well, aren't you lucky? And it's like, yeah, I am lucky. And I feel very sad for those people who don't have that experience of having a family that accepts you wholeheartedly, no matter how weird or different you are. And I feel very thankful for my family. And also, we're very strong people who have been through a lot, who have gotten through it together. And even though sometimes I'm not a big fan of my family, because I don't know anybody who's a big fan of their family all of the time, I love them all, and I feel very lucky to have them, and that they are my family, and that I get to call them my family and see them this Thursday. Yeah, Thanksgiving is Thursday, yes, because tomorrow, technically today, is Wednesday. Um, but I'm really thankful for my family and my parents and my sister, and just, my parents and my sister are some of the most amazing people, and they are my some of my best friends as well, and they are amazing, and I feel so lucky to have them and for them to be a part of my life, because I've said this before in other videos, I think, but I have so many friends where they either have a mom or they have a dad or they don't have any parents, or their parents abandoned them, or they had to move out when they were 18 because their parents disowned them for some stupid reason, or their parents died or something. And I feel very lucky that I have both of my parents in my life. Even though they're not together, I still have both of my parents, and I see them, and, they're really amazing. And I do feel very lucky that I'm not one of those people that has to deal with that. And those people who do have to deal with those things are so strong, and it's hard for me to understand because I've never experienced that. But at the same time, it's like, you know, those people that like get disowned by their parents for some stupid reason, how they like get their shit together and handle it and become these strong, confident people. I think that's incredible. Um, and then, those parents who like, how like some of my friends only have like a dad, and it's like her dad is amazing and a great father, and that for that person to step up and be both mom and dad is really impressive. So, I think single parents are some of the strongest people because they have to take up both roles of being both parents, and I think they're some of the strongest people out there. And I think a lot of people judge single parents because, they think really stupid things about single parents, and like they're not going to be good enough, or like the kid's going to be screwed up. And I don't think that at all. I think some of the strongest people out there are single parents. But as I said, I keep getting off track, but I'm very thankful for my family and for my parents, for my sister, and for not having to worry about like me being different, or my sexuality, or my religious views, or anything like that I don't have to worry about those things, that I know that I can just be me, and they'll continue to love me regardless of that. Of course, unless I'm like murdering people or kicking puppies or stuff like that. Like, there are obvious things that my family would not be okay with, but other than that, it's really nice to know that I don't have to prove myself to anyone or pretend to be anybody else with my family, and that's really great. And I've said this so many times before, but I am so thankful for my job. I work in an adult store, and it's awesome. I get to meet so many different kinds of people, and I get to hear so many stories, weird, good, and kind of uncomfortable. And I get to help people figure things out about themselves and their bodies and their interests, sexually or otherwise. And it's also nice, like, being a safe place where people can come and talk about their interests safely without having to worry about some person judging them or thinking they're weird. And there are those times though where it's like, wow, that's weird, but they're very far and few between. And it's great to have this person like come in and feel so uncomfortable, and then you make them feel comfortable because, it's your job. But also, like, where I work is a safe place, and if you're someone who gets offended or is judgmental, it's not. If you want to work in an adult store and you're judgmental or closed-minded, that is not the place for you. But I think one of my favorite parts about the job is that um, this stranger coming in, and it's like it has to be really scary to come into another stranger and tell them something so vulnerable about themselves. And I honestly love the fact that people trust me enough to speak of something so vulnerable, and that and I just I love that moment of just, connecting like we're friends, and me helping them figure out what they want and stuff like that. And it's really, really cool. And I love all the customers that I meet and the regulars that come in, and just the stories I hear are hilarious and amazing. But also, I think the best part about my job are the people that I work with. I absolutely love the girls that I work with. I work with five of the most amazing, strong, beautiful women who are so inspirational. And I actually, in the 9 months that I've worked there, I have learned so much from them, and so much about myself, and been inspired by just so many things. They are so strong, and to me, they are like the epitome of, like, the definition of what a strong woman is. And they make me think of everything that's good in the world, everything that is amazing in the world. And what I love about them is that they're independent, strong women who know what they want, and they go for it. And they're the kind of women that, like, leave footprints in the sand for others to follow that are too afraid to move forward themselves, or they create paths for those who are too afraid to speak of certain things. And I think for a lot of people, it is very weird, I think, for a bunch of women to work in an adult store and to be so open about their sexuality and to talk about porn and stuff like that. And because a lot of people think that, women don't really like have like don't really want those things, and don't watch porn, and like don't want sex like men do. And that is so very inaccurate, because I know from personal experience and the fact that I work there, and a lot of the people that I see are women, that statement is inaccurate. And I do love that, we open up that world of, and we open up that world of, like, women do, like sex and stuff like that. Um, and open it up so other women are comfortable with saying the same stuff. And um, all these girls have been through, they all come from different walks of life, and they are just amazing and wonderful. And I feel very privileged to have such beautiful, strong, independent, inspirational women in my life, and I get to see them every day, and it's really great and very it makes me want to be a better person, and to grow, and to become more confident and stuff like that. And I've learned so much from all of them, and they're really amazing, and I consider all of them really good friends. And what's great about where I work is it's like it's a family. We all care about each other, and we all genuinely care about each other. It's not like one of those stupid places where it's like, oh yeah, we're like a family here, and then really it's just a bunch of you guys who are just kind of like out for yourself. Where I work, it's we all support each other, and we all want to help each other move forward in life and at work, and it's really great. So my advice is to find somewhere where it's actually family, and where you're happy, and where you guys actually care about each other, versus, you say you care about each other, but really you just care about yourself. So that's something that I'm very thankful for, and that I'm very happy that I have, and that I'm a part of. And also, my job, I sell adult novelty toys and lingerie. Like, how bad can that possibly be? But yeah, so, you know, there's so many things that I'm thankful for, and this video will be so long. I mean, it's already almost 20 minutes long, so I should probably go to sleep. And I have to wake up early and do some cleaning, because you can't see the bed, but it's kind of covered in things, because usually when I clean, things get a lot worse before they get better. Like, it gets messier before it gets clean. It's very strange. But I've got to clean, and then I'm going to my grandma's, and I'm probably going to help with the Thanksgiving preparations, and then Thursday is going to be with my crazy drunken family, and it's going to be great. There's going to be a lot of pictures, and I'm pretty excited about it. So it's going to be real fun and real exciting and really nice to see all my family in one place, because that's really the only time that it happens is around Thanksgiving and Christmas. But yeah, so those were some things that I'm thankful for, and me just going out on tangents and stuff. I promise my next video is going to have more structure and more topic than me just talking. Because really, I could make videos of me talking just randomly all the time. It's very, what's the word? It's very, cathartic. It's very cathartic. But yeah, so thank you for joining me in this video. If you liked it, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more videos like this or other videos that are kind of more of a grab bag, I always say it's grab bag. There's real structure here. Then go ahead and hit that subscribe button and that bell if you'd like. And I hope that you have a wonderful day and a beautiful night and an amazing Thanksgiving with lots of food and family and wonderful memories. And this is Kat signing off. Bye. I can't find the stop button.